Okay, this is a quick demonstration of how I do a surface mount integrated circuit onto a pin header so I can use it on a solderless breadboard. And this is an example of a finished product. I have an op amp surface mount soldered onto a surface mount adapter and then have some header pins on there. So what you need is a PC board that converts your surface mount to a pin, and you need some pin headers and of course your chip. And what I do first, this chip is only 4 pins or 8 pins, so 4 on each side. So I take my dikes and the pin headers and snip off 4. Two sets of 4 pin headers, and I like to use a breadboard for the next part. Put the pin headers into the board, figure out where the board's going to line up. And there we set the printed circuit board onto the pin headers, and then I'm going to check, make sure I have the right format. Oops, whatever. Just use our fingers. It's very small and difficult, so you have the chip lined up there, just making sure it fits. Alright, yep, that's clearly the correct form factor, so take the chip off for now. And this is the easy part. It's just like soldering any regular I tin the solder iron, put it next to the board and the pin, heat the pin, get some in there, wait for it to bond. Boom, we got one of the pins on that side done. Do another pin, heat the pin in the board, get a little solder, let it soak in. Bam, got that one done. And I like to use the thinnest piece of solder, thinnest gauge or whatever that I can find. Okay, that's taken care of. I always like to test the pins before I put on a circuit, so I'm gonna go to actual pin 1 and make sure it lines up. Okay, and shouldn't be at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. And I'll go to pin 2. It does not go to 1. It does 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Check all of them. Go for the 3rd pin. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4th pin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5th pin. We shouldn't hear anything on the first 4. Then 5, 6, 7, 8. Go to pin 6. We should hear nothing on the first 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 7th pin. Nothing on the first 4. 5, 6, 7, and 8 is off. And pin 8, should hear nothing on the first 4, 5, 6, or 7, and 8. There we go. So none of the pins are shorted together. The next part, I get some soldering flux, liquid soldering flux. I dab a little on a Q-tip and then just spray that on the pads. And then I grab the surface mount. If you have a tweezers, or I'm using a forceps here, just get it placed in the rough position. I'm gonna slide it until all the pins and arms line up with the pads. Okay. Get the soldering iron back on. Now this time, I'm gonna tin the tip a little, but not too much. Well, we can do a little more. And then I'm going to use a tool to hold down the integrated circuit on here, and then just rub it across. And I want to see it flow on each of the legs. And the solder resist should keep it away as long as I didn't get too goopy on the iron. So there I have 4 good bonds, pins 1 through 4. Now I'm gonna re-tin the iron. And I don't have to hold down this time because the other side is all soldered. And I have a little too much, so I'm going to scrape some of that off. Okay. There we go. Now I have a dip adapter with my surface mount chip. And of course you want to re-pin out, make sure you didn't cause any shorts, and just inspect it as closely as you can.